Hey, Bree here with Ginger in the Desert Creations, trying not to go full on lurch because they had me up for work today before Sparrow Fart, and boy, do I feel it. Anyway, in the tradition of post-Thanksgiving, I am going to use leftovers, that's leftover paint in this case, to see if I can make something interesting. So let's go paint! So I'm going to do a quick little project here. I am using, I've got a 4 by 12 US Art Supply dinky little canvas here. It's a little slack and I put some water on it, but it's not tightening up as well as I would like, but I think it'll be okay for this purpose because I'm not actually going to be pouring on it. I'm going to do a swipe. I am using a ton of leftover paints for this project. I am going to use Chroma Molten Metal Dorado Gold as my background, so it should be sparkly in the background. That's nice. And then we've got Marte's Olive Green. We've got Marte's Monastral Green. We've got Marte's Medium Green. I do love these two colors. We have Marte's Raw Sienna. I'm not going to use a ton of that. I'm going to use a little bit though. And Magenta to just kind of pop out of all of this and put in some variety. And then to create that lovely, lovely lacing, we have Marte's Titanium White. Because you can't do lacing well without it. Well, you might be able to, but it's more guaranteed with the white. So we do it that way. Yes, we do. Now, something else that I'm going to be trying. I was watching AB Creative recently, and I know that she isn't using permanent silicone swiping tools like this, but she had paper towel the way she normally does them, and in her thumbnail she colored it, and I thought, what if I used some of those scraps of silicone to see what effect I get and if I can have something reusable instead of using 3 or 4 paper towels to do what I normally do. So I do have 2 of these little suckers that we're going to play with. About 2 ounces of this Dorado Gold here. I did shake it. I think I'm going to shake it one more time. Roughly 2 ounces should cover this canvas okay. We'll see. I'm just kind of gonna get in there with my fingers, because why else do I wear gloves if I can't get in there with my paws? Interesting creamy yellow to start with. It may have thickened more than would be ideal for this, I don't know. In a way it looks too thick, and in a way it just doesn't look like it's going to get there at all. Because it's also thin for coverage at the same time as being thick. How the hell does something be thick and thin at the same time? If it manages to do it, it will do it in my house, I can tell you that. May just have to paint the sides with gold when I'm done and it is dry, and that will be fine because it is. I just want to see about getting this covered well enough though, because it doesn't look like it wants to, and I don't know that it's moving very well if you tilt it either. Okay, so let's just pour it and kind of let it run. Just make sure it enrobes along the edges as well as it wants to. Or maybe doesn't want to, I'm not sure. It may not want to be there at all, who knows? But we've got a nice coat along the surface now. Got a couple of interesting like divots and patterns in the mica if you look really close. So that could be maybe a little strange, I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to behave on the sides that well, but I'm not that worried about the sides because I can just touch them up better later if need be. This may end up looking like a tree. I don't know. It is possible that it will end up looking like a tree. Kind of sinking under that gold. I'm going to add a gentle drizzle of the magenta, trying not to get too much of it in there. Now I've just gently dipped the top into paint. That is lacing up nicely. Nice sweep. The top isn't quite agreeing with what I am trying to do here. That's better. I think that might be better. Carelessly and by accident, but we take better. Better is good. Better is good. Now down here and sweep. Sweep. Try to sweep that way. Higher up. I think it probably looks better sweeping this way. So I'm going to come back through. Make it go this way again. Whoops. Well. That too, I guess. Now I'm missing the definition of the edges. That's unfortunate. That's just bad. It was going well. I changed my mind. And it kind of is not going as well as it was. Sure. Let's see. I think I am going to scrape, make some more Dorado gold, and start again. Because I've got the rest of my paint. So, right here. Boom. Land it. And scrape it on down. Bye-bye. That is how easily we erase our mistakes in the paint world. Isn't it nice? And presto, there is decent coverage. Alright. Monastral green. Carefully, carefully, raw sienna. Olive green, that was a big blob. Medium green. And a gentle hint of magenta. Feels like magenta might be living dangerously, but oh well, I'm doing it, aren't I? Dip the edge, pull upwards. I'm pulling too much of the paint up when I'm doing this. So I'm ending up with a weird ridge, I think. But we'll get there. Kind of make it a little bit more feathery along the way, maybe. We'll see about that. Dip, sweep. Good edges. Dip, sweep. Dip, sweep. That was a bit weak, but we'll see. Dip, sweep. Dip, sweep. 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 That may have been too long of a sweep. Some of it I can kind of just cut in, scrape away. Let it run that way just a little bit. Try not to stretch it very much while I'm it is kind of a mess. I like what the bottom did. What's sinking here is looking a little bare now. And this looks too full right there, but I don't know if that will sink too and sort of even out with the rest of it. I really like the line of that bottom. That is very nice. I'm still not convinced about the top. We have many tools at our disposal. In a way, I think it strangely works. It's just funny where you think it's not going, it's not going, it's not going, and then suddenly you do one thing and it like clicks. That doesn't look too bad. This is a little weird, but it's still kind of natural looking, and you know, not all feathers are perfect, and once they leave the bird, they don't always look like they're in the best of conditions. Now, do they? No, they do not. But I like the color mixture, I like the lacing, I like what this little thing did here, and I love the way that that tip went out. I hate when you're in the basement and things make weird noises all of a sudden, like something might be moving. Oh well. Yes, I think I'm quite happy with that. Let's see how it dries, because the gold's going to dry more like that instead of this creamy color that it's looking like right now. And stuff is going to continue to sink and shift and do all sorts of stuff until it finally lands where it wants to. Have a look at this. The paint is hanging out underneath that gold and creating an interesting color effect. I don't know how that's going to dry, but look at that lacing. It's largely greens, kind of that medium green. Well, the medium green and the magenta seem to be sticking out the most, but you can sort of see that raw sienna, and the olive green might be in there somewhere. It's interesting that that paint is just kind of sinking and playing underneath the gold. And we got this top. Top's a little flared, maybe a little messy, but I like the way it looks. I can live with it. It's an interesting feather. Hang out for the dried result. Well, it looks like this feather's been through stuff. It's a little raggedy, but it's definitely interesting looking. For leftover paints, I think it's a good use of the medium. I like what's happened with the quill down at the bottom. That's very nice. I do like this lacing, but it makes the feather look very raggedy. I don't know about the green because, as I say, it reminds me of a leaf. And the way the magenta flared at the top here, I'm not sure about that. It kind of stands out at me. But I like the way it's sunk under the gold and kind of got these color effects. I like how all the colors are represented in that lacing right there. It is kind of cool. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Sure, there it is. A feather on a 4x12 canvas. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.